Today I want to give an update on the project-based asset pipeline tool I've been working on for a while. To give you a quick context, this tool shall provide teams with the opportunity to organize, manage and structure their assets per project in a meaningful and recyclable way. So even artists coming from outside work in the same directories, naming conventions and deliver a readable asset. Let's quickly go through the challenges of writing that tool and what I was aiming for. So first of all, that you have asset edit versions, so you can always go back to older versions. Quickly show you how that would look like. I have an asset fabric asset here. It's always structured the same way. So in the models folder or asset folder, depending on how you set your project, there will be a subfolder for each asset. You have a comment, the asset fabric file, you don't have to worry about that, and an edit folder and a main folder. In the edit folder, you always keep your old versions, and by saving the asset, it will create a new version of the edit. So you can always go back to older files. The second one is an updated clean main asset and also resolve all textures. So the last version of the edit always equals the main asset, which is referenced in the layout scene, for example. So the layout artist would then reference this one in, and it always copies the textures from the latest edit in here. So you don't have to worry about textures that laid somewhere else the layout artist can't access, or you're working on a different hard drive. You don't have to worry about that. And the main file is always the latest edit version. So the referenced file will always be updated. Then I want to keep it artist friendly. I think a lot of pipeline tools force, for a good reason sometimes, but just put a little bit too much to the artist what he has to do. With that tool, I just want to create assets, which will create a subfolder with this with its structure. Then I want to edit, save and edit, and then the asset from this edit version will be saved separately in here, and the artist doesn't have to worry about those things. It can really quickly, I think, learn how to use that. So the next thing is that we have recyclable assets. So you can see in this main folder, let's say for the French press, you can just copy the main folder. You also have a little thumbnail in here if you save it with the tool, so that you can always quickly check what kind of asset it is. You have a metadata to show you how tall it is, how many faces, triangles, vertices it got, and so you can easily recycle those assets, copy them over into another project, and hopefully you can create a bigger, larger library with that. Let's take a look at our demo scene. So all of these assets in here are referenced and are created with the help of our asset fabric. So you can see that we have in our models folder the bread basket, for example, and the bread basket is also in here. So this is the asset. Now let's start at the beginning, and let's say we want to create a new asset for our scene. So I prepared a lemon already and just worked on the desktop. The textures are on the desktop, and we have a lemon right here. So what we can do now is, for example, we have a quick light setup and taking a look at our lemon. So now we created that, and now we want to create a new asset in our project and save our lemon in there. So we can quickly go right click on the asset, and it says nothing selected. You want to select an asset. So the asset is the lemon. So I can select it, save it, and then in here you can see that we have all of our other assets he can find in our project. So we can now create a new asset. Let's say our main lemon, and let's say it's lemon for the background. That's just the comment. And let's press create. And now you can see that it created an mlemon folder, and in the edits we have our mlemon edit fonts. No, one. So let me quickly show you. We have the mlemon, the edit is the lemon edit, and the textures in our edit scene are still where we left them. So they are on our desktop. But now if we go into the honeycomb layout scene, you can now import an asset, and you can see that based on the project you've set, it will list you all of the assets you have available. So the mlemon is here, and you can also have the comment lemon in the background. It tells you the height, so you can double check if you're working in the right scale, which is always important. And it also gives you a view of the poly count data. And now you can press reference, and you have your lemon in your scene. That's for the layout artist perspective. And reference is the main file. So if we go now to the file path editor, you can see that the reference lemon don't have the textures on the desktop anymore, because maybe the layout artist can't access that. It has relinked the copied texture from the main text folder. And as you can see that all of these assets now here also are relinked and are working with the textures in the project. All right, so let's say you've created the lemon, and maybe we can put it somewhere else in the foreground maybe. And now the client tells you, okay, we need a new version. I want to change something for the lemon. You can quickly select the lemon, go to edit asset, and it will automatically ask you from your selection, because it detected that we have an mlemon asset. Then you go, yes, we want to save that scene, the layout scene. And now you are in the latest edit scene. So let's make some obvious changes. So, and we are happy with the result. So we go to save asset. It will automatically show you the mlemon, because it knows we are in the mlemon scene. And now we can add a new version. We can also go to version 3 and say we remodeled it. And save the asset. And now let's go back into our layout scene. As you can see already, the lemon is updated. And we have a new edit version also available. So if you want to go back, the changes were not what the client wanted, we want to have the version 1, you can always go to just edit asset. You can see all the things, all the assets you've got. Let's go to mlemon. And you can see that we have the remodeled version comment in here. You can just open the latest edit scene, so you don't have to go into the Explorer anymore and search for it manually, but you can just quickly access everything through this tool. You can also, for example, open the latest French press scene if you want to change something there. And that's basically how the whole tool works. So you have the edit asset button where you can look at your project and lists you all the assets. You can have your versions with comments, and you can open the latest edits. If you save an asset, you have to select the asset in your scene, because usually in the edit scenes you might want to have lights for rendering, and so you quickly just select the asset, go to save asset, type a version comment, your version you want to have, and save it. And as a layout artist, you just want to import, and it will list you all the assets you have available with all the comments and metadata. So first of all, thanks for listening, and it is still in development. It's just an update video. I also want to see how it can handle asset variations, maybe creating an SQL database so producers can access, create, manage assets as well. And by maybe by seeing that, you already have some feature requests for me, maybe things you find can be done differently or better. I would appreciate any feedback and input for that. And I hope you all have a nice day.